Welcome, fellow adventurers, to the heart of the storm. Today, we're diving headfirst into the exhilarating chaos of Arc Raiders. Specifically into one of its most formidable challenges, the Matriarch. If you've been looking for a true test of skill, coordination, and sheer grit, you've found it. This isn't just another boss fight. It's a symphony of destruction, a dance with danger, and a testament to what happens when you push your limits. The Matriarch. Just the name conjures images of overwhelming power, doesn't it? This colossal automaton, a titan of metal and fury, stands as a monumental obstacle between you and your objectives. It's a creature born of advanced, yet terrifying, alien technology, designed to crush any resistance with brutal efficiency. Facing it for the first time can be an intimidating experience, a moment where the sheer scale of the threat can make even the most seasoned raider pause. But that's precisely where the magic of Arc Raiders lies, in overcoming those moments, in finding the courage and the strategy to turn the tide. Let's talk about what makes this encounter so special. It's not just about raw firepower, though you'll certainly need plenty of that. The Matriarch is a multifaceted adversary, a complex puzzle that requires a nuanced approach. Its attacks are devastating, capable of wiping out a squad in seconds if you're not paying attention. We're talking about sweeping energy beams that carve through the landscape, devastating ground slams that shake the very earth, and a barrage of smaller projectiles that can overwhelm even the most agile of players. Each of its movements, each of its tells, is a clue. Learning to read them is paramount. The beauty of Arc Raiders, and the Matriarch fight in particular, is the emphasis on teamwork. This is not a solo endeavor. You and your squad are a single unit, a cohesive force that must operate in perfect sync. Communication is your most potent weapon. Calling out incoming attacks, coordinating your defensive maneuvers, and designating targets are all critical elements of success. Imagine this. One raider is drawing the Matriarch's attention. A dangerous dance of evasion and calculated aggression, while another is identifying weak points, and a third is laying down suppressing fire to keep the smaller threats at bay. That's the kind of synergy that wins battles. When you first encounter the Matriarch, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. The sheer volume of its attacks, the speed at which it can shift its focus, and the devastating impact of its weaponry can create a sense of panic. But remember, every boss has a pattern. Every enemy has a weakness. The Matriarch is no different. It's a machine, and like all machines, it has operational parameters, predictable behaviors, and exploitable vulnerabilities. Your mission as a raider is to discover those parameters, to understand those behaviors, and to exploit those vulnerabilities with precision and determination. One of the key aspects of this fight is understanding the different phases. The Matriarch isn't a static target. As you chip away at its defenses, it will adapt. It will change its attack patterns, and it will unleash new, even more dangerous abilities. This dynamic nature keeps you on your toes, forcing you to constantly reevaluate your strategy. What worked in the first few minutes might be completely ineffective later on. This is where adaptability and quick thinking come into play. You need to be able to pivot, to adjust your tactics on the fly, and to never become complacent. Let's delve a little deeper into the mechanics of the fight. The Matriarch often has specific weak points that glow or are visually distinct. These are your primary targets. Focusing your fire on these areas will significantly speed up the process of bringing it down. However, reaching these weak points often requires daring maneuvers. You might need to flank the behemoth, to get up close and personal, or to utilize the environment to your advantage. This is where the traversal mechanics of Arc Raiders truly shine. The ability to sprint, slide, and vault over obstacles allows for incredible mobility, enabling you to reposition yourself strategically and to avoid incoming damage. Consider the importance of cover. While the Matriarch's attacks are powerful, they often have a predictable trajectory. Utilizing the environment for cover is not just a good idea. It's essential for survival. Ducking behind steady structures, using the terrain to break line of sight, and timing your movements between volleys of fire are all crucial survival tactics. But remember, cover can also be destroyed. The Matriarch's sheer destructive power means that no piece of cover is truly permanent. You need to be constantly aware of your surroundings and ready to move to new positions as your current ones become compromised. The role of different weapon types also becomes incredibly important. While a general-purpose assault rifle might be effective for general damage, specialized weapons can make a significant difference. Perhaps a high-powered sniper rifle is ideal for hitting those distant weak points, or a rapid-fire weapon is necessary for dealing with the swarms of smaller enemies that often accompany the Matriarch. Experimentation and understanding the strengths and weaknesses of your arsenal are key. Don't be afraid to switch weapons on the fly to adapt your loadout to the current situation. Beyond the direct combat, there's an element of resource management. Ammunition, health packs, and special abilities all need to be used wisely. Wasting precious ammo on non-critical targets or using a health pack when you're only slightly injured can have dire consequences later in the fight. This is where discipline and strategic thinking come into play. Every action, every decision has a ripple effect. The emotional arc of this fight is just as compelling as the gameplay. There will be moments of intense frustration, of near defeat, where you might feel like the Matriarch is an insurmountable foe. But then, there will be those glorious moments of triumph. The coordinated takedown of a critical component. The perfectly timed dodge that saves your squad. The final, decisive blow that brings the behemoth crashing down. These are the moments that make the struggle worthwhile. They are the moments that forge bonds between raiders, that create shared experiences of victory against overwhelming odds. Think about the sound design in Arc Raiders. The guttural roars of the Matriarch, the whirring of its machinery, the crackle of energy weapons. It all contributes to an immersive and intense atmosphere. These auditory cues are not just for show. They are vital pieces of information. The distinct sound of a charging beam tells you to take cover, while the clatter of its metallic footsteps can alert you to its proximity. Paying attention to these details can be the difference between survival and defeat. The Matriarch is also a master of area denial. It can unleash attacks that cover large portions of the battlefield, forcing you to constantly reposition and to be mindful of your surroundings. This isn't a fight where you can simply stand your ground and trade blows. You need to be mobile, to be evasive, and to use the environment to your advantage. The verticality of some arenas can also play a role, allowing you to gain a tactical advantage by attacking from above or to escape. A dangerous ground-based assault. One of the most rewarding aspects of overcoming the Matriarch is the sense of accomplishment. It's a challenge that requires dedication, practice, and a willingness to learn from your mistakes. Every failed attempt is an opportunity to refine your strategy, to identify new weaknesses, and to improve your coordination with your squad. The journey to defeating this colossal foe is as important as the victory itself. It's a process of growth, of learning, and of becoming a more effective raider. The narrative context of Arc Raiders also adds a layer of depth to these encounters. You are not just fighting a generic boss. You are fighting for survival, for the future of humanity, against an alien force that seeks to dominate. The Matriarch represents the pinnacle of that alien threat, a symbol of their power and their ruthlessness. Overcoming it is a significant step in your ongoing struggle. Let's consider the psychological aspect of facing such a formidable opponent. It's natural to feel a surge of adrenaline, a heightened sense of awareness. But it's also important to manage that adrenaline, to channel it into focused action rather than letting it lead to panic. Taking a deep breath, communicating clearly with your squad, and focusing on the immediate task at hand are all crucial for maintaining composure. The Matriarch's attack patterns are often designed to exploit common player behaviors. For example, it might unleash a sweeping attack when players tend to bunch up, or a targeted barrage when players are trying to stay in one place for too long. Understanding these tendencies and actively counteracting then is a sign of a skilled raider. The sheer scale of the Matriarch is also a factor. It's a massive creature, and its attacks reflect that scale. A single misstep can put you in the path of a devastating blow. This is why spatial awareness and precise movement are so critical. You need to be constantly aware of your position relative to the Matriarch and its attacks. The feeling of finally defeating the Matriarch is unparalleled. It's a culmination of effort, strategy, and teamwork. The roar of victory, the shared cheers of your squad, the knowledge that you have overcome one of the greatest challenges the game has to offer. It's an experience that stays with you. It's a testament to what can be achieved when you work together, when you persevere, and when you refuse to give up. The developers at Embark Studios have crafted a truly memorable encounter with the Matriarch. It's a boss fight that demands respect, rewards skill, and provides an unforgettable gaming experience. It's a perfect example of how action-packed combat can be infused with strategic depth and emotional resonance. Remember, every raider has their first Matriarch fight. It's a rite of passage. Embrace the challenge, learn from every encounter, and celebrate every small victory along the way. The journey of becoming a master raider is paved with these epic battles. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the Matriarch encounter in Arc Raiders. I hope this has inspired you to face this formidable foe with renewed confidence and a sharper strategy. May your aim be true, your coordination be flawless, and your victories be hard-won and deeply satisfying. If you found this helpful, consider following for more insights and adventures in the world of gaming. Until next time, stay safe out there, Raiders.